Greetings and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Athanasian Creed. This is going to be the second half of verse 25 and then through verse 27. But first, last time on the Athanasian Creed. Now that you're up to date, here's a rubric. Let's go ahead and get started. Ita ut per omnia, sicut iam supra dictum est, et trinitas in unitate, et unitas in trinitate, veneranda sit. Qui vult ergo salvus esse, ita de trinitate sentiat, sed necessarium est ad aeternam salutam, ut incarnationem quoque Domini nostri Jesu Christi fidelitur credat. And there we have it. Thus, again, just connecting us to the previous work that we saw, ut per omnia. So ut here could be translated just as, or so that, or with the result that. So we can't really tell without knowing what the rest of this line says. We need to move on into our next clause. Sicut, this one does mean just as. Just as iam, this means now or already. Looking at our verb, we have est with dictum. This comes from dico, dicere, dixi, dictum. So here we have with that um and these two words together a passive, a perfect passive indicative, periphrastic phrase, if you will. So this is going to be a nominative singular neuter because of the perfect passive indicative. So has been said, just as has been said, just as now been said, just as already been said. And then here we have this supra or adverb. And I believe that this means before or already. Oh, except we forgot already in yam. Maybe the two together mean already. But the way that I'm going to translate it, I'm going to try to treat these two separately. So just has already been said with supra meaning before. Yeah, let's go with that. Or earlier. Maybe above, as we would use it. Et, maybe and or even. I think I'm going to go with and for now. Trinitas, with that as right there, that has to be nominative, singular, and feminine. In unitates, that's going to be a prepositional phrase. At unitas, with that as there, this is also going to be nominative, singular, and feminine of the as family of words. In trinitate, prepositional phrase. And here is a verb for this clause. Veneranda sit. Sit comes from sum esse fui. It is in the subjunctive present form, but it is paired with veneranda. And note that we have that in and d right there. This is a special marker for us to tell us what type of word this is. So the a is just linking it with unitas and trinitas, because the a is going to be nominative, singular, and feminine. This comes from venero, and the indi gives us the type of verb form that this is. Indi is from gerund, so, or gerund, however you want to pronounce it. Indi right there in gerund, or gerundive. I believe we have a gerundive here because it's feminine. Gerund in Latin, I think, is only ever neuter. So nominative, singular, feminine, and this would make it a future passive participle with the third person singular present active, subjunctive. These two added together become our periphrastic phrase, our first periphrastic conjugation. It's been so long since I've actually had to talk about this, I forgot the title. So what these things are is they just show us obligation or necessity. So this one means to venerate, to worship. So a singular third person must be venerated, must be worshipped. And here we have Trinitas and Unitas as the nominative subjects of this. So, and the Trinity and the unity must be worshipped, or must be venerated. And then we can go back to in unitate and in trinitate. These are both plus the ablative. They are singular, and they are both feminine, just as the other forms are. In unity and in trinity. And now I think we have enough to go back to here. Since we have a subjunctive, this is more likely than that we're going to have a purpose or a result clause with ut rather than just an just as translation. So prepositional phrase right there. Thus, but that's still a bit odd because you have a necessity. So thus, with the result that it is necessary. No. That works. As a result clause, it works. I don't think it works as a purpose clause, however. So I'm going to mark this, at least, as in my opinion, as a result clause. And then per, with omnia here, is clearly taking the accusative. And ia tells us that this is going to be plural and neuter. So thus, with the result through all things from omnia, comma, just as has already been said before earlier above. And it doesn't work here quite as well. We have, of course, the option of translating it even, and to a lesser degree also the Trinity and the unity, or even the Trinity and the unity. I think I'm going to put even in there for argument's sake. The in unity and the unity in Trinity must, translated as an indicative because of the ut, be venerated, worshipped. Period. And there we have the completion of line 26. We can move on to, 25. Now we can move on to 26. Qui from qui, quae, quod. This could be nominative singular, nominative plural. Volt right there with the T is a third singular present tense, active and indicative, and it tells us that qui must be nominative singular. Who wishes, ergo salvus esse. So we're wishing an infinitive right here, and salvus, this is, I don't think this is the fourth principal part of a verb. I think it's just a normal adjective. So nominative, singular, masculine, and then present, active, infinitive. Ergo, of course, just telling us therefore. Who, therefore, wishes, wills, to be saved. Ita, thus. De, prepositional phrase, verb right there, closing that off. We've already parsed this above, so no need to do it again. Sentiat, at right there is a third singular, and it is on the present stem. It's active. It says from sentio, sentire, sentiare. I don't think it's from sentiare. That doesn't sound right. But sentire, that I think is correct. And this means to it's like sentience, so to know, to understand. And since it is subjunctive, we must have a special clause going on here. We don't have any markers for a special clause except perhaps ita, but I think that this is going to be a hortatory or adjussive. Thus, then we would say, let him sentiat think. Yeah, I think is another option, isn't it? Think. Understand might be stretching the meaning of this word. Let him think is what I'm going to go with primarily. De, about the Trinity. And I believe implied here would be these things. Or, so like has. No, has would be plural. Hoc, I think we would use hoc, this, about the Trinity. So that's 26, moving on, 27. But necessarium est, here we have these two together. Necessarius is not a fourth part of a verb, so this is just going to be third singular. Present, active, indicative. I really need to figure out a way to slim down everything. Just too much. Not enough space. So necessarium, right there, is going to be nominative singular neuter. It is necessary, or a necessity. Ad aeternum, prepositional phrase right there. Salutem. This, salutis, this cannot be modifying necessarium as a neuter, because you got the em there. It would just be the same form as the nominative for this word. So then this must be going with aeternum. Prepositional phrase ends right there, plus accusative, singular and feminative. But it is a necessity to, or for, odd, giving us purpose, kind of like ace does, I think. Eternal. Oh yeah, that's the adjective. That's the noun. Noun. Should have seen that. For eternal salvation, ut that incarnationem quoque Domini nostri. Here is our verb, credat, credo, credere. So this is not, the A is not a normal connecting vowel for this in the indicative, but it is for the subjunctive. Yes, credo, credere. And then it'd be credam, credes. Oh, yeah, credet for future. So third, singular, present tense, active, and subjunctive with the ut. But it is necessary for eternal salvation that purpose or result again. With the result that, no, I think for the purpose that, yeah, for this being, yeah. He believe or trust, and then a direct option object, which we have here with em. Okay, that's right there. So accusative, singular, incarnatio, incarnationem. Eos are, well, we know it's not a neuter because we have the em again as an ending, just like with salutem. So then this has to be either masculine or feminine. And I didn't think to look this up, so you'll have to wait for the note to tell you. I'm going to move down to this line. Quoque also. So this is just telling us on top of what we're supposed to believe about the Trinity, we're also supposed to believe the incarnation. Domini. I right there could be nominative plural, but we already have our verb, so no, this has to be genitive, singular, masculine. These two together. Jesu does not decline properly in Latin, but Christi does, so then all of these. This one, the incarnation of Nostri, our Domini, Lord, possibly meaning the Tetragrammaton. All right, then our last word, fideliter. We have the ending iter. This is from fidelis, fidele. So, iter is the, not suffix, the ending, the inflected ending that we put onto third declension adjectives when we want to change them into adverbs. That's what we have here. That he believe the incarnation also of our Lord Jesus Christ faithfully. And there we have all of that. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you. And of course, if you spot any errors that I've made, probably have. I think last page, the ablative I translated as a kind of locative manner, whatever. No, I was wrong. That's it's kind of like agent. Let's pull that back up. Where did it go? To this one? Not this one. Was it the page before? Must have been the page before. So I'm trying to get a lot of these done in a day because heading off to here we go. Catholica religione. So it is, we are prohibited, and then it would be by. So that's the change that I need to make here. No, that's right. I should do it in red. Always do these things in red. There we go. That's fixed. So if you see me make a mistake like that, go ahead and let me know. I probably won't be able to change it since the recordings for everything after this will be done by the time I get to you. I think this is the last video I will be recording with this table. And it is an ugly table, but it's been useful. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a very good life. Farewell.
What? You're still awake? Why are you still here then? You should be reading a book. Or if not reading, you should watch one of these other videos. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you next week.